628 South Main Street in North Syracuse. Heritage Hill, you know the brew house out in Pompey, and you know that just a few weeks ago they expanded to be right here with us on 628 South Main Street, North Syracuse. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is proud to connect with Heritage Hill as our exclusive studio partner, and of course the only place where we bring our CNS broadcasts. So, tonight, we continue those Cicero North Syracuse North Star broadcasts with the softball team, and we will have our head coach here for part one, Morgan Nandin, and we have Bella Moya as well. Please give them a round of applause, show them to us. So, Coach, I'm going to send it to you first and foremost. Since you said you're a rapper on the side.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. So, but bring me into, let's say if you weren't coaching right now softball, what would be your thing?
A lot of my players are already saying it. I would be a professional pickleball player, which in my mind I already think I am, but yes, I would be playing pickleball at the pro level.
Why pickleball?
It's a nice way to kind of get that competitive. I need to find something competitive other than just coaching, so it's nice. It's a good workout. I have a great crew I get to play with, so we play early in the morning, and it's just really fun. It's a fun community.
All right, pickleball. I can appreciate that. I know pickleball's picking up here in Central New York too. So, and I know Onondaga Lake got rid of that baseball field and put in pickleball courts.
Really?
Yeah, like recently.
There's like 11.
So there's so many, and there's people out there a couple weeks ago doing it. So, Bella, if you had to play any other sports, if you had to play a sport professionally, let's say that, would it be softball or would you pick something else?
It would probably be softball, but close second to, I also dive. I haven't been in a while, but that's also super fun. I think it's growing too with professional sports, so I definitely go softball, but diving would be a second.
Okay, so I like that. Olympic world that you would have. So Bella, this season specifically for CNS softball, what's been your favorite part, your favorite moment of this team this season?
I just feel like coming into it, this team had like something special about them for sure, and like we really just leaned on each other for everything and pushed each other in every single game. We really cherished, like, I think we did a good job at cherishing every moment and staying really in the game, locked in every inning and taking it one inning at a time, and it got us a lot farther, and I think we did. It was one of my favorite seasons, or my favorite season by far.
And you said one of your favorite seasons or your favorite season by far. Why was this season different? What made it better than what you've had in the past?
I think a big thing was we had a really good team culture, and we just all became very much like best friends, like throughout everything. And it wasn't even if we weren't just necessarily hanging outside of practice or games, like we still would come together and just have so much fun. And I just think we had a lot of shared goals too, and we set up a lot of values in the beginning of the season that definitely helped with that, just to have that peak moment that we wanted.
To talk about the goals set up at the beginning of the season, Coach, what were some of those goals that you gave to this team right in the beginning?
Well, we had a team meeting, and I didn't want to give them goals. I think it was really important that we as a team, we pick our goals, we have our vision, we set it up together, so it's a shared vision. So every single day we know exactly what we want to achieve, and then we set up our standards on what we need to do every single day to reach our goals that we set as a team. And I think as athletes and as high school athletes, if you give them the accountability of setting their goals, they will hold themselves more accountable for that, because it is their personal goal that they want to achieve as a team. And I think we really did a good job of keeping that clear vision. We had our goals visibly at every single game, at every single practice, just so we always knew exactly what we wanted, and we never let up. One practice, one inning, one game.
So you heard Bella from Coach say that she didn't want to give them to you. She didn't want to dictate your goals. She wanted the team to figure those out. So what were the goals that you all set for yourselves?
I don't know if I can remember them all off the top of my head, but I know communication was on there.
Winning record.
Winning record.
Win sectional.
Win section. Oh, that was like the path. We made like a mountain, basically. And, like a literal like diagram of mountain. And it started off as like just getting that winning record, and then it would like kept going out throughout season, and eventually like if we hit the peak of it, it'd be like states or something like that, and that'd be obviously the biggest goal, but we had to hit those smaller steps along the way. And then we had like the bag tags with like core values just to remember throughout each game, which was also helpful.
So when you saw the team set up this mountain, Coach, and you saw what they needed to do to get there, that they weren't just a bunch of random goals, but they were goals that were essentially steps on an incline.
Yep.
What did you think about what they put together and how they put it together, and to see them make the plan, what did you think of how they did it and what it looked like at the end of putting it all together?
One thing that's really special about this team is just their knowledge, and they're very realistic. So we started with our goals, and we knew that our number one goal wasn't like, oh, win states. Obviously that's our goal, but we knew it started off small, win 5 games. Then we wanted to win the league. We wanted to beat everyone in the league. Then we wanted to win sectionals. Then we wanted to win regionals. So we knew that the top of each mountain, so we set up that diagram, the first peak of the mountain was 5 wins. That's the base of the next peak. And we knew we needed to do everything to get to that first peak, and then we needed to reevaluate and then figure out what we need to do to be successful to get to the next peak, which is the more challenging goal. So they did a really good job of being realistic, setting good shared goals, and I think it proved itself well because we accomplished most of those goals, and we just made so many strides in this past year.
And the team is right off camera, right in front of us. Coach, when you look at these student athletes, what are some of the words that come to mind when you think about this team?
They're just family. I looked to these girls as if they were my family. I care about them a lot, and I want them to be successful. I want them to be happy. And so when I see them, it just brings me joy. I instantly always smile. They're just a great group. They're not only really good softball players, they're really good human beings. I just had to do scholar athlete stuff, and I never have to worry about their grades. I never have to worry about if they're skipping classes. I never have to worry about if they're getting in trouble in the classroom. They're just a really, really good group, 1 through 15, great human beings. So looking at them, it just brings me joy and a sense of proudness. I don't know, it's like that I get to coach this group.
So that sense of pride, that sense of connection.
Is proudness a word?
Can be, why not?
Yeah, proudness is a word now.
Yes.
So,
Nandin's dictionary.
Bella, when you look to your teammates, what do you think about when you see these girls sitting in front of you?
Well, right now it's been sad because season's over, but I love them, and the family thing is honestly key for me too, because they are my family, and I mean, I would never want to spend every day after 6 days a week, I don't know how many hours with these girls, and even go longer with them outside of that. Like I love them all so much, and it'll definitely be different to adjust without them in this game.
Now I want to see if he can hear me here, but Casey Brown's in the building. Casey, can you hear me? He can hear me.
He's my hero.
So,
I work with him.
So, Morgan, you know Casey.
Yeah.
You've known him for a while. Him and I have been friends for a long time. Tell me something about Casey I don't know.
I don't know what you don't know, but I do want to give him a shout out because he has been a great resource to me as a coach. He's obviously extremely successful, and he's done so many great things as a coach. So he takes time out of his day to come over and chat with me about my team. He comes and gives me compliments, and I know that I have a great resource literally right down the hall if I ever have any issues or I need to bounce ideas off someone, because I know he's experienced a lot. So I'm really lucky to be working at the same school because I'm surrounded by really successful, great coaches.
If you can take credit for any of Casey's success, what's a piece of advice you've given to Casey Brown?
Oh, I don't know. I do think they steal my music sometimes. So sometimes when I play really good playlists, it's weird. I feel like they start to play the same playlist in their phys ed class. But other than that, I don't think I can take any credit away from them.
Fair enough. So I know there were goals, like you said, that were set at the beginning of the season, and it's bittersweet because the season's over. But Bella, for you, going back and looking at it, looking at sectionals, looking at a season that had multiple times where there's been a 5-game winning streak, what is your proudest moment or your happiest moment this season?
I think my proudest moments were, I'd say like 2 things. One, just being able to see all the hard work and everything be put into play when it needed to. And I think our timing with that was really great all season. And along with that, my second would be like those games where it came down to like extra innings and everything, and I don't think we had an extra inning game lost. Like we really were there to fight no matter what, and I think that was probably, it made me proud. It was probably the most exciting games to play, and it's just, you feel so much better after knowing that all the work you put in was there.
I appreciate that moment. I hope your teammates are listening, Bella, because I need you to tell me the class clown of the CNS
She instantly
softball
already
team.
turned around. She already knows who it is.
So I want to know the class clown of this team, and I also want to know the most serious stone face of this team, the one that is just like that, locked in, always serious. So who's the funny one? Who's the serious one of the CNS softball team?
Class clown is Miss Peyton Bach, and Sydney Puckhammer is a close second for sure, right there with her.
Class clown.
Class clown. And most serious, I'd say Aubrey Coyle,
Okay.
but honestly the sweetest human being at the same time. And I definitely think we have a few that are like goofy though in practice, and then game time it's like, whoa, like they're just like in it.
Okay. Coach, I want to continue this, but I'm going to ask you to think about something a little bit different. If you were driving the team bus and you got pulled over by a cop,
The van.
if you're driving the van, you get pulled over, I want to know which one of your student athletes can talk you out of trouble, and I want to know which one of your student athletes you think would put you all in jail.
Talk us out of trouble. I think Sid Puckhammer can maybe talk us out of anything.
Okay.
I think she would be one. And I do think Peyton Bach could maybe distract the officer and make him completely forget why they're pulling us over.
Okay.
And the one to send us to jail? Ooh. I didn't think. Maybe Marissa Leon. I feel like she's just the nicest human. She'd be like, nope, yep, we did it. Take us away. She's just so nice. She's so genuine.
So her honesty would do it. Fair enough. So we're going to do something called Rapid Fire. This is part 1 of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, on site on location at Heritage Hill North, 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse. And of course, our home for our CNS North Stars Spotlight specials every single month. So before we get into part 2 with some of your teammates, Bella, we're going to do a thing called Rapid Fire. We get a couple questions apiece. No pressure. We are live worldwide on video, as well as on audio, and we're right here at Heritage Hill North in front of all of these wonderful people. So we're going to do this round robin of putting each other on the hot seat. Bella, you get to put me on the hot seat first and ask me the first question.
This is hard. Do you follow the Drake and Kendrick beef? And who would you pick? Drake or Kendrick?
Hey.
Am I following the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef?
Yeah.
And who would I pick? Well, Drake's had Drake's had beef before,
Yeah.
and he had it with Meek Mill, who I referred to as Weak Mill through the
Okay.
process, because I chose Drake. Now, Drake and I are both born in October. We're both Raptor
too.
fans. So we got some things in common. We both like Moscato and seafood, so there's some things in common there. But Kendrick Lamar, to me, is a phenomenal lyricist. And, I mean, they're both good, but Kendrick made Black Panther's first album what it was. And Drake he's a lot of, I don't know if I can pick one. I don't know, I mean, didn't Drake get in trouble for something recently? Yeah, so I'll go with Kendrick Lamar. So I'm gonna stay out of trouble from Drake. I'll go with Kendrick. But one of the songs I've been playing a lot in the car is 10 by Kendrick Lamar in the Black Panther soundtrack. It's the Roman numeral X. So the song Are You on 10 Yet? I think that would be a good song to play before a CNS softball game.
Okay.
Get you all ready.
Listen to it.
So my first question for you, Bella, that was a good question. Bella, if you were in a rap battle and you had to pick 2 rappers to help you win, whoever you're going up against, which 2 rappers, which 2 lyricists would you trust to win any freestyle battle with you?
Lauryn Hill and J. Cole.
Can we give her a round of applause for that? You reached back to reach forward. Lauryn Hill and J. Cole.
Yeah.
I like that. It shows that you know what you're talking about in the hip-hop world. Why did you pick that?
I love Lauryn Hill, and I think her album just got like ranked #1 on Apple Music or something, and I love like the 90s rap is one of my favorite, and then J. Cole's lyrics are just insane. So
That was a phenomenal answer.
I hope I don't get any
It's a
rap
better
lyrics.
answer than I would have given. Coach, what is your
Return
first
back.
question for me?
What game are you going to attend with CNS softball next season?
Why don't you pick one and circle it? And I'll be there.
All right,
Which one should I attend? This is not my question for you, but I'm just asking.
I think it'll be a good redemption game when we play Liverpool. Obviously, it's a great rivalry always. They just beat us in the sectional championship by 1, so I think that when we play them next year, we're going to have that circled in our schedule to try and get redemption.
Okay. I'll have to come to that game. My question for you, Coach. Coach, if you could, okay, I'm gonna keep this going just because I like to razz him because he's in the room. If you and Casey Brown had like a Freaky Friday and you switched bodies for 24 hours, what would you do to mess with Casey's life for 24 hours?
Oh God.
Because I love you.
Man, what would I do? I definitely would probably hide and steal that new state championship ring. He showed me that yesterday, and it's impressive. I brought in my 2 rings that I have from winning a championship, and they aren't even a quarter of the size of the new CBA ring. So
Yeah.
maybe I would steal that.
Okay, that's the one. That's it with the 24 hours.
I think so. Yeah.
That's it.
So nice.
Wow, you got off the hook way too easy on that, Casey. Bella, what's your last question for me?
Oh, last question. I know you asked Coach this, but what like dream job would you have if you weren't doing this, or if you have another job that?
Yeah. So, it's a couple things I'm working on right now.
Okay.
I've been broadcasting it'll be 21 years in November. I started when I walked into college. So, November of '03. So, I would say 2 things I'm working on right now are screenwriting and comedy. So I put my comedy into a lot of the stuff I do. It's in the show. Every Friday I do the annoying moment of the week, so I get to do that tomorrow morning. But I would say comedy and screenwriting, and I got a lot of ideas right now. A lot of stuff that's going on. All right, Bella. Bella, if you became president of the United States this year, which I really hope you do. Because everything that I'm seeing on every angle is bad. So
Yeah.
if you became president and you saved us all, Which teammate would be your vice president and why?
Ooh, and why?
Ooh, and why? Oh, Mia Ferrone.
Ooh.
Okay.
She was not ready for that.
Sorry, Eva. I'm sorry, Eva. Mia Ferrone.
Okay.
She'd definitely keep me in check 100%, and she can argue better than anyone I know.
She's kind of scary.
I'd be afraid of her as vice president. Like
I'm scared of her as a
she'd run the
coach.
country, that's for sure. I'd be in trouble as president.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, you're supposed to have a vice president that challenges you, so you would have that. It's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Coach, your last question for you.
What can I think of? Would you rather never be able to cut your fingernails for the rest of your life, or walk around with your feet stuck in water buckets for the rest of your life? I don't know. That was a
Would I rather never be able to cut my fingernails for the rest of my life,
Yeah, they're like all curly and long.
or walk around? I saw something when I was a kid of this
Yes.
woman that had the curl, and
Yeah.
they were disgusting. Or walk around with my feet in water buckets. I don't like either one of those. I would probably say I'd walk around with water buckets because I feel like I was born in the ocean. I'm used to being in water. So I'll choose water over absolutely disgusting fingernails. Because I don't understand how guys don't have like hygiene. You know, like it's not hard to cut your fingernails.
No, it's not.
You see them grow a little bit. You spend a couple minutes, you cut them, it looks nice. I've never had an issue like keeping myself a man of hygiene. So when I see men that are not hygiene oriented, I feel that they're lazy.
Red
So
flag. Red flag.
it's a big red flag. Yeah. If a guy's got that disgusting toenail stuff, you gotta stay away from those gentlemen.
I hope they're all enjoying their food out there.
I know.
Oh yeah. Enjoy your food. With everything we just talked about. All right, Coach. I'm gonna ask you something food related. What is the one thing in the grocery store that you wish was never created? That it could be a snack, it could be a fruit, it could be anything in the world, but something you want to go back in time and you want to go to the creator of it and say, no, you don't get to do this to us.
This might be such a phys ed teacher, but energy drinks, I don't like them. They're not good. They all drink them. They're not good for you kids. Stop drinking Celsius. We'll take a sponsorship though. We need a new turf stadium. Celsius, sponsor us.
I was gonna say black licorice, but you gave us a different one. I do think black licorice needs to go. So for head coach Morgan Nandin, as well as Bella Moya, myself, Dan Tortora, wake up call on site, Heritage Hill North, CNS Softball in the spotlight. We have 2 more student athletes coming up right after this, but not before we give these wonderful women a round of applause. Thank you so much.